Hello, hello, and welcome to Dwell According to Knowledge, the talk show. I am your host and your coach, Trey. And here is your relationship tip for today. Now, this is a continuation of the previous video on how to know you're in a toxic relationship. This is part 3, so let's get to it. All right. Number 21 is packed with uncertainty. Wow. Listen, if you are not sure, or if nothing is sure in your relationship, forward movement feels and is impossible. If you don't know, if you don't know how or where or what your relationship is doing at any given point, then you're not sure about anything. You know, you don't even know whether or not this thing gonna last. You don't know whether this thing gonna go to the left, or you don't know if something's gonna happen to the right, or you just don't know. So you have to have some kind of knowledge as to what direction your relationship is going in, and if you don't, then at some point your relationship is gonna stall, and it's not gonna go anywhere. So make sure you understand that, there is some certainty, not uncertainty. Okay? All right. Number 23 actually, is dealing with pretenses. Now, we probably have to look that word up and find out what pretense is. But I will say this: smiles don't always mean everything is okay. You know what I mean by that? Somebody smile at you, or somebody looking at you like at 1 minute they looking all happy, looking like things are going over, but all the time here in the back of their head, in the back of their minds, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on, like cheating or have cheated. They just ain't trying to really tell it. So you got to understand that even though a person says everything is okay, it doesn't always mean that it's okay. Okay? All right, listen. Number 24 is, number 23, or is it 24? Brimming with envy. Okay? This one is the one that I struggled with, especially like in my first marriage, because I envied my first wife. One of the biggest ones was she made more money than I did. So I kind of felt like I had some low self-esteem going on. So what I did was I tried everything that I could to get myself to a place where I was making more money so that I could feel like the man in the house. I mean, she was already allowing me to be the man in the house, but I wasn't feeling it. So partners are never equal in all aspects, but that should be a source of strength, not a source of disruptive envy. And that was and I believe that was a lot of why it failed. That was just one of the reasons why it failed, because I was so busy what you might call competing. I was competing with her, so I was just screwing it all up. But you got to make sure that there's nothing envious about your relationships. Everything is on an equal thing, and I should have just remembered that as long as I had the money making opportunity and was making some money to contribute, then everything else should have been all right. You ready? All right, the next one is shortage of autonomy. Anyone in a relationship should have the right to say no, or anything else that you may come up with. If you don't have autonomy in your relationship, then it's going to always stay one-sided. You're going to have to be able to agree to disagree. You're going to have to be able to say what's on your mind. You're going to have to be able to, put forth whatever ideas that you have, everything that you like. Say, hey, okay, we did this last week. Let's do this week. And you're going to have to be able to voice those things. And if you're not, then at some point you're gonna lose yourself, while while the relationship is going on. Okay, so let's make sure that you keep your autonomy while you're in a relationship. All right. All right. Next one is permeates victimhood. Whoa. This one, you can't move into the future if you're tied to someone who is still stuck in their past. This is one of the things that I talk about in my book, and one of the things, and how I talk about, in all of my workshop. You have to leave the past in the past, because if you don't, you'll never get to your future. Okay, so make sure that when you're dealing with someone and you're asking those questions, that you also take a look at how they're dealing with those issues now. Okay, are they still stuck? Or do they, have they dealt with that? They may have needed some counseling. They may have been able to talk to someone. They may be able to, some things, like even myself, some of my past things still creeps up on me, but I handle them a lot differently now. You know what I mean? So you have to make sure that they are doing the exact same thing, especially when they've been in a bad relationship. All right? So make sure that they're not playing the victim, while they're, dealing with you. Okay? All right, number 26 is diminishes your self-worth. When you're in a relationship with someone who doesn't acknowledge your value, it can be hard to see it yourself. Don't be with nobody that's going to devalue you, that's going to diminish you, or put you down, and that kind of stuff, because it doesn't work for anything positive in the relationship, especially when he's chipping away at your esteem, and you don't. A lot of times you don't know it. You don't know he's chipping away at your stuff. You don't know if they're trying to keep you up under their foot and up under their thumb, and that kind of stuff. So you have to recognize that part, when they're chipping away at you, and either tell them to stop or get out of that relationship. Okay? Now, if the thing is laced with dishonesty, this goes right back to being just a flat out liar. You know what I mean? Every lie between partner undercuts a little bit of relationship. Well, I just put a little bit, but it's a lot. It undermines a lot and undercuts a lot and all of that stuff, especially when you start finding out about the lie. One lie usually leads to others, so next thing you know, you get to one lie, then you're going to wonder what's been going on, in the past, because that one lie be like, boom, okay, so if he did that one and I caught, then how much other stuff has he lied about? And that's what that brings up that piece. Okay, so make sure that there's some honesty going on. You practice honesty, you get honesty. Okay, all right. Now, number 28 makes you unhappy. Lord, enough said. If a person ain't making you happy, you don't need to be in that no way. So forget about that one. If someone is constantly making you unhappy, you owe it to yourself to let that person go. So just open up your hands. Let that person go. Let that relationship go, because it's not going to do a thing for you. All right? Now, no one should make you feel uncomfortable. This is when we talk about, walking around on eggshells and stuff like that. No one should make you feel that way. So sometimes your mind needs more time. What your heart already knows. But your heart already knows. So never allow someone to make you feel uncomfortable about anything. Okay? Now, lowers your high standards. Toxic relationships can cause us to slowly begin accepting what was once not acceptable. Whoa! Especially like if you haven't been in a relationship for years, and all of a sudden somebody finds you attractive, and all of a sudden you bring down your standard in order to be with them. I had a young lady, I used to date her, and when I finally had a chance to talk to her again, she was telling me about this guy that she had been dating. He was 30-something. She's already 50-something, and he was 30-something. I said, you see anything wrong with that? Well, no, I didn't see anything wrong with it, but after I kept asking a bunch of more questions, you find out it was like, okay, then why was it that you was dating him? The bottom line was, she didn't feel like she was going to be in any relationship with someone else. She always felt that, someone found her attractive, so she did it no matter what his age was. So once we got through that one, and I told her from the jump, he's not going to be acting right because he's 30-some years old. He still think, you know, like that. Next thing you know, he was acting like that. She called me up. I said, you have to get out of that. And she let that thing go. Okay? All right. I hope you all got something from that. Listen, this is Trey, author of Dwell According to Knowledge, How to Find and Date Your Mate. It's on Amazon. Go and get it. The other 3 things. You like the video, hit the button. Share the video, hit the button. And subscribe, hit the button. And I'll see you in the next video. God bless.